Hey Bears, welcome to our very first den meeting here in April. As always, I'm your den leader, Sheldon. Let's go ahead and let's rise for our Pledge of Allegiance, Scout Oath, and Scout Law.
All right. Scout salute. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Please join me in the Scout sign and repeat the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Please join me in the Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2.
Hippity hoppity, how's it going, Bears? Today what we're going to do is we're going to go on an awesome hike. Every single hike we go on, we need to make sure we have some essential items and one extra thing that every single hike needs, at least I think so. So let's go through what we need. First off, we need a backpack. I got a backpack here that feels comfortable to me. We don't need a frame backpack, one of those metal or plastic frames, because we're not going that far. We're only going for a big hike. We're going for a hike, but we're not going that far, and we're not camping at the end. So this is a perfect backpack to bring. Also on this backpack, which is really special, has this awesome whistle. So that way I don't need to take less stuff with me, and it's always attached to me. So if I'm ever in trouble, I can always blow my whistle and somebody will come for help. So that's my backpack. Now let's see what goes inside of it. Come on over. First thing we need here is a water. Now I don't know about you guys, but I definitely get thirsty when I go on my hike, so I need lots of water. What's really cool about this one, it's got some ice in it. So that way I always stay cool while I'm on my hike. Next thing we need is something to eat. I don't know about you guys, but I get hangry when I do some exercising and I get my body moving and grooving. So I always need to bring a fiber bar with me so that way I can eat something and my body feels healthy and I feel happy that I'm on this awesome hike. Next thing we need, of course, is sunscreen. We don't want to get any sunburn on our hike, so we always need to make sure we bring sunscreen to make sure our bodies are safe. And of course, we always need a flashlight with us. Maybe the trees get too shady and we can't see in front of us, or it gets too dark, we're not being prepared and we're not hiking back on time. So you always bring a flashlight. What's awesome about this one is not only does it shine us from the front, but also we can hold it like this and kind of shine like this way. So there's multiple different ways I can do this by simply clipping it on me. And I can walk like that, so now even my hands are free, maybe to hold a walking stick or to help somebody up, I can still see in front of me. There's so many cool things we can do with this flashlight, so make sure you think about the flashlight you're bringing with as well. The last thing we need is always a first aid kit. First aid kits are really important for all of us as we go on a hike. Some important things that I always make sure I put in here are some insect cream in case we get bit by a poisonous bug, like a bee. We can put that on there and it won't take all the pain away, but it'll take some of the pain away. And I've got some poison ivy relief here as well. So that way if we do step in some, even though we don't go off the beaten path, we are still able to make sure that our bodies don't get a lot of itchiness. Now, the last thing we need, Bears, is thinking about the weather. Now, this isn't one of our 6 essential items, but I always think about this whenever I go on my hike, is am I prepared for the weather? So I constantly, not only do I watch the news, but I can look it up on my phone, I can even read the paper, I can go through so many different ways to try to find out the weather. You can even call some places and they will tell you the weather for the week. So it's really important we look at the weather before us, and I always like to bring a light rain jacket with me, even if I know it's like 20% chance of rain, because usually there's lots of morning dew, and that morning dew can get our uniforms or maybe our shirts really soaking wet, and when our bodies and our clothes are wet, it means we're not having a good time. So I like to put this on usually at my beginning if it's not gonna rain, so that way this can get wet from the dew, and then I can take it off and my clothes underneath are dry, and I'm making sure that I'm comfortable on my hike. And if you notice, this is going to be balled up really tiny, so that way it's not taking any space up inside my bag. So those are what I like to bring on my hiking trip, and when we look for a hiking trip, we always want to watch out for weather as well. But I do know on our hiking trip, we also need buddies. And a buddy system is really important, so that way we're always safe when we go on our hiking trip and we never get caught in a situation where someone gets hurt. It's really important to know that today we're going on our hike with our fellow scout Anders, and he's going to show us a really fun time, and he has some buddies of his own. Let's go see what Anders is up to and what he's going to do for our hike.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Hey, Anders.
Hey Anders.
You guys all ready to go on a hike today?
Yeah, I got my pack. I'm ready to go with some buddies. As scouts, that's super important. And lions, don't forget to go with your parent or guardian.
And tigers, before we start, we have to go over some rules about what we're gonna do on this hike. So the first set of these rules is leave no trace. Everybody, I'm gonna read each rule of leave no trace and I'll have you guys repeat after me. Plan ahead and prepare.
Plan ahead and prepare.
Travel and camp on durable surfaces.
Travel and camp on durable surfaces.
Dispose of waste properly.
Dispose of waste properly.
Leave what you find.
Leave what you find.
Minimize campfire impacts.
Minimize campfire impacts.
Respect wildlife.
Respect wildlife.
And be considerate of other visitors.
And be considerate of other visitors.
Nice job, guys. The other set of rules we have to follow is the outdoor code. Let's have everybody put their scout sign up and we'll say this together. As an American, I will do my best to be clean in my outdoor manners, be careful with fire, be considerate in the outdoors, and be conservation minded. Awesome. Well, now that we've gone over that, I think we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Hold on guys, before we head out, it's really important we check the weather. I know all of our wolves always check the weather before their adventure, but I think we should make sure we check it too.
Well, Sheldon, since you know so much about the weather, why don't you tell me what's going on today?
Of course I can. So I didn't have a newspaper to check the weather this morning, but I did have some other ways I checked the weather this morning. I watched the morning news, I looked it up on my phone, and you can always call on our phones as well, a lot of weather lines, and it'll be a cool robotic voice that tells you what the weather's gonna be. My favorite one is whenever they say, "Eau Claire," they go, Claire. It's my favorite part of listening to the weather radio. So there's all sorts of different ways we can check the weather before we go out. When I checked the weather this morning, it was definitely gonna be bright and sunny. As you can see, my eyes are already squinting. I need some sunglasses. It's gonna be bright and sunny, a little bit warm, and it's gonna be a little muddy down there, so we need to wear some proper clothes. For instance, I definitely got some good old hiking boots on. Got to balance. I got some hiking boots on. So does Annie. We're all ready to go for that, for a little bit of mud. And we also have a spare jacket with us. I have over on my other side. So that way, if it gets a little cold, I can still put that on and keep warm. So I think we're all ready for the weather, and we're all prepared for where the weather might be.
All right, awesome. Then let's go. Hi Scouts, we're here at Fort Snelling State Park, right next to the Thomas C. Savage Visitor Center. And this is where we're gonna start our hike today. And since we planned ahead, we have this map and we're gonna be starting right here. Come on, let's go.
Hey Ben, what's the temperature for today?
I checked it right when we got here and it's 54 degrees out today. Beautiful day in Minnesota.
54 degrees. Well, I also checked the barometric pressure, and it's about 30.05 right now. So it's a very nice day here in Minnesota. I want our bears to know, whenever we go on a hike, we always want to check the temperature and barometric pressure, because that's going to tell us how the weather is. Now, as we keep hiking, we're actually going to go down by the river. We're going to check our temperature and barometric pressure again to see if it even changed. So we're also going to talk about why we do this once we get to the river. So let's keep on our hike.
All right, let's go.
Anders, look at that cool path over there.
That does look cool, Sheldon, but remember, since we're scouts, we always hike and travel on durable surfaces like the trail or the road. So today, we're gonna have to stick to hiking on the trail, okay?
Yeah, that's part of our 7 principles of leave no trace. So that way we always stay and hike on durable surfaces like a nice paved road, or if it's not paved, a clear marked path for us to stay on. That's definitely not clear and marked.
Exactly, so we're gonna keep heading this way right up the trail.
All right, let's go.
Hey Scouts, look, it's a lean-to. That's the kind of shelter we're going to learn about in our next den meeting.
Also, Anders, don't forget, springtime is coming, so that means plants are starting to grow, which means we need to look out for poisonous plants, like poison ivy, stinging nettle, and wild parsnip. Now, let's take a look and see if we can see any. I think we're in the clear, but if we do come across some, they can cause itching, irritation, and we don't want that. So we're gonna stay on the trail and wear long pants. Let's keep going. Wait, Sheldon, look, I see some tracks. Let's check them out. So we're gonna take a look at these tracks here. I brought my handy dandy magnifying glass. You know what, Sheldon? I think we're looking at some deer tracks.
Yeah, lots of deer live down by this trail we're on right now. And so I think part of our leave no trace principles is to respect wildlife. So now we've officially seen some deer tracks. Let's maybe walk a little quieter, talk a little less loud, and make sure we can respect nature because this is their home. So let's stay on this path and let's watch out for some animals.
Sounds good.
Hey guys, look at this.
Whoa! No way!
Yeah, I think a beaver did that.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing about nature that we can see. Let's take a picture with it.
Oh, get a selfie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
Hey Sheldon!
Yeah.
Look at this awesome stick I found! It would be perfect for a walking stick for Ben. It's so tall. Hey Ben, come check this out.
That's a perfect stick. It's just right for my size.
Hold on, guys. Remember the leave no trace principle, leave what you find? We gotta leave this here, so it's there for other people to enjoy as well. And we don't disrupt the environment.
Yeah. Even though it is a nice stick that would work well for me, I'm gonna leave it here.
Sounds good. All right, guys, let's keep going. Hey, buddy, I'm feeling pretty tired. I need to take a break and refuel myself with a snack.
Yeah, that's my plan too. I'm getting a little thirsty, so I think I'm gonna have some water while we just sit here and maybe relax for a little bit. So how have you been enjoying our hike so far?
It's been great. The sun is out and I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's a beautiful day out here. A beautiful spot in the park and a really nice place to go walk around. Hey guys.
Hey. Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you guys doing?
Good. We just,
Stopping for a break as well?
yeah, we definitely stopped for a break. We're just sticking with our buddies.
Nice. All right.
Hey, Annie, as you finish that apple, make sure we have to throw it away because scouts are always clean on our hike as well.
Right, but you know what, Sheldon? I don't see a trash can around here. What should I do with it?
I think if we put it in our backpack and we throw it away once we're done, we're always good because that's part of our leave no trace principles.
Good thinking.
All right, now that we've finished our break, I think it's time for us to head back out on our hike. Let's go.
Anders, watch out, watch out, watch out! There was almost a spider right there. At least I think it was. There's lots of spiders we have to be worried about, especially when we go on hike for poisonous insects. For instance, here in Minnesota, we have the black and yellow garden spider and the wolf spider. Both of those spiders, when they sting you, Anders, it almost feels like a bee sting that lasts a really long time. So when they bite you, it's going to be a sting. So we definitely have to watch out for those. But also, all across the United States, we have to worry about mosquitoes and bees. I know a couple of my friends are allergic to mosquitoes. Did you know you can be allergic to mosquitoes?
No, I didn't. That's crazy.
Yeah, so they have to really be careful for that. But also bees and wasps, we really have to watch out for because we never want to get stung on a hike. So as we go on our hike, we gotta watch out for those insects to make sure we stay safe.
Awesome. Thank you, Sheldon.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Hey, Ben, check this out.
Yeah, this is a sign here that says pets must be leashed at all times. And that's one of our leave no trace principles of respecting others by not having our dogs or whoever we're walking with not attached to a leash so they can't wander off. And also, it's helping respect the wildlife by not disturbing them if our animal takes off.
Awesome, that's super cool.
All right, let's keep going. Looks like somebody had a fire here.
Oh wow, that's super cool.
So one of the things we want to, if we're outside in nature, we want to make sure that we minimize our campfire impacts. And so let's take a look and see if we can identify some things that were done to help minimize the impact. All right, so we noticed some things they did to minimize impacts. The ashes are kind of scattered a little bit, but I also noticed there's some trash that they left around, and that's not good to minimize that impact.
That's definitely not good, but they're lucky they didn't start a forester fire or anything. They made sure clearly that before they left, the fire was cold to the touch and was completely out.
Definitely something important, because we don't want to start a forest fire, and we always want to make sure that we're safe when we're having a campfire.
Awesome.
All right, let's keep going.
Oh, Ben, well, I think we're finally here by our river.
Yeah.
So we can definitely officially take our temperature again and the barometric pressure.
Yeah, I just checked the temperature a little bit ago. Since we're down by the river and it's a little bit windier, it dropped a couple degrees. It's now 51 degrees right here where we are.
Oh, that's definitely some short weather for us Minnesotans, but we always want to be careful. So in our backpacks, we always have a little bit of extra layers to put on us. The barometric pressure has not changed. It's still 30.05. So bears, when you want to check the weather, make sure you spend a 7-day period where you're constantly checking the barometric pressure and temperature, so that way you can see how the weather changes each and every day.
That's a great point, Sheldon. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying this weather on our hike. Now that we're down by the river, it's pretty windy.
Guys, it was so windy down by the river that the wind took me and blew me into the river. Now my jacket's so wet!
Well, Anders, I'll go make a clothesline so you can hang up your jacket so it can dry. And I'm going to use some 2 half-hitch knots to hold our clothesline up.
Thank you, Ben.
All right, so for this rope, I'm going to use a 2 half-hitch knot to secure our rope to our tree. All right, now I'm gonna go tie another one on the other side. All right, so I'm gonna cross it over once. That's my first hitch, or half hitch, and then I'm gonna cross it over again, pull it through, and now I have my 2 half hitches for my 2 half hitch knot. All right, so I've got our clothesline up with our 2 half hitches. Now you can hang your jacket up so it can dry.
Awesome, Ben. Thank you so much.
All right, looks like it's working perfectly. So bears, this is one of the uses that you can use those 2 half hitch knots for in case something like this happens to you.
I hope you guys all enjoyed this hike today. Now everybody remember, lions, always bring a buddy when you go hiking. Tigers, remember, leave no trace in the outdoor code. Wolves, make sure to always check the weather before you go on a hike. Bears, while you're on your hike, keep an eye on the temperature and keep an eye on the barometric pressure, and remember how to tie that 2 half hitches. And finally, weebelows, keep an eye out for those insects and plants and tracks. And lions, of course, if you want to learn more about this, stay involved in scouting, and I can't wait to work on some of this with you guys in the future.
Hey Bears, a special thank you to Anders for leading us on an awesome hike. Make sure next time you go on your hike, you bring a thermometer and a barometer with you so that way you can track it as well. Track it for the next 7 days, maybe just at your house to see if things change. Also remember to practice that 2 half hitch knot. Not only is it useful to dry off those wet clothes, but it's also useful to build tents as well. So make sure you practice that 2 half hitch knot and always practice all of your knots. Join us next time when we build some tents. It's gonna be fun. See you guys then. Bye.